Call set up. He's actually not in an internet area, so it's going to be over the phone. So we already have our 10 folks asking questions ready to go. So if you don't mind coming in, grabbing a seat, and be ready to rock. So hang tight, just a minute. All right. So we're gonna do a little call with noted film director Uwe Boll. We're going to be doing that here in just a couple of minutes. We have our guest over here who are going to be asking questions. We're only taking 10 questions. We can take 3 more. Anybody want to ask a question to Uwe Boll? One right there. One right there. Well, no, you actually get to ask him, so come here. If you have a question, come over. We can only have one more question. Come on. Oh, no, I already got him. He's already right there. You're good. Come on. And him. There you go. There's our last 3. Stand over there. Okay, so we're gonna get originally we're gonna do a Skype call, and Uwe is in a situation where he does not have internet because he's filming his next movie. Oh, okay. So, which is kind of crazy to think about. So we're calling him directly on his landline. So hopefully this all turns out. We tested it; it all sounded good a second ago. So we'll see how this all goes. So we're going to let everyone who wants to get in file in, and then we'll be shutting the doors and get this thing underway. So guys, hang tight just about 2 more seconds. Okay, you guys ready to go? I'm going to call Uwe Boll now. He was on the phone, then his connection just dropped. So no worries. No, it's Skype. Yeah. All right. You know, it's really weird when you're calling somebody like this. You're like, I'm calling Uwe Boll right now. That's, how many people say that, you know? I'm going to end up in some crazy other German number. All right. Does anybody need a background in Uwe Boll? Do I really need to give you guys a background on who he is and what he does? Do you guys want a background? This guy does. Okay. All right, Uwe Boll. This is straight from Wikipedia. He is a German independent film director, producer, and screenwriter. The films he works on are often adapted to video games. He finances his own films through Boll KG Productions. He was born in Germany, hence the very thick German accent. His name is Uwe Boll, not Uwe Boll or anything like that. 2 of his most recent releases were Blackwoods and Heart of America. He's also done House of the Dead, Alone in the Dark 2, Blood Rain 2, In the Name of the King, and most recently, Far Cry. Boll has also put a bid in to direct the upcoming Warcraft movie, but was turned away by the owners of the Warcraft franchise. Any questions? No? All right, let's make a phone call. That's the crazy German ring right there.
Hello?
Mr. Boll.
Hello.
All right, are you ready to do this?
Hi.
How you doing? Good to see you. Good to talk to you. All right, we are live.
So I hear nothing, but so hi.
All right, can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So the line was gone, and now I'm back on.
I'm glad you're back with us. All right, we have a crowd of several hundred people here ready to listen to what you have to say. So we have 10 people ready to ask questions. They're going to come up and ask questions to you that they've always wanted to know from you. So our first one is from Stephen. So Stephen, what do you have to ask Mr. Boll?
Hello, Mr. Boll. What is your favorite special effect you have ever done and why?
Oh, this is a good question. I think my favorite CGI effect was a sword fight between Ray Liotta and John Rhys Davis in The Name of the King, where the sword flying around in the air, and they're basically only maneuvering the swords with their abilities. So I think this was a really cool scene, and it was well made by Toy Box in Vancouver.
All right. Next question comes from Daniel. Daniel, what do you want to know?
Yes, Mr. Boll, I want to know, did you ever want to quit?
Have you ever wanted to quit what you're doing?
This is the problem, you know. I think I want to quit every day, but I don't know what to do. So I'm thinking opening a pizza place or something. So of course, it's like it's not an easy film business. It's a lot of people want to make movies, and you have like whatever 10,000 scripts for one movie what finally gets made. And of course, it's also a lot of pressure behind it. Like the market in the last few years changed drastically in a bad way with the piracy in Eastern Europe, in Asia, in Latin America. The pirated DVDs selling way more units as the legal DVDs. It's not really the big problem in Europe and America with the illegal downloads. It's a bigger problem that in a lot of territories, like almost half of the territories worldwide, they just sell only pirated DVDs on the streets and in the DVD stores. And this is a big problem. So I went to Russia a few weeks ago and went in a DVD store, and there were my movies, and the normal DVD was like €8, like around $10, but there was always a $1 cheap DVD like on the side to buy in the normal supermarkets in Russia. So I asked the guy, why you sell the cheap DVDs? It should be not allowed. And he said, yeah, but if I don't sell it, then the guys on the street selling it and taking all the business away from me. So this is the reason to quit. It's not the critics or the message boards, whatever. What would make me quit is if I'm not able to raise any more money or to sell the movies. And the problem I think facing a lot of people, like you see the Weinstein company, they have a 500 million bank debt. Overture Film, the two CEOs stepped back 2 days ago, and Overture stopped productions in total. So these are the real problems now in the film world. And so basically, economically, to quit means not getting any more money.
So that brings up a good point. Now, a lot of people say, and with all due respect, a lot of people say, how does this guy keep making movies after some of the movies you made? So how do you get financing for your movies?
It was not for me to understand, but I think that the question was how I can make movies. And I think one thing I have in favor to a lot of, let's say, independent filmmakers in Hollywood is that I built my own distribution and my own output deals. I have a deal with Fox in Australia, with the High Flyers in England, with DP in Russia, with Splendid Warner in Germany and Benelux. I basically have a lot of deals set up where if I make a movie, they distribute the movie. And besides the negative reviews of a lot of my video game-based movies, like Alone in the Dark or Blood Rain or whatever, the reality is that at least the DVD sales of most of the movies were worldwide really good. And on some of the movies, Blood Rain or In the Name of the King, the theatrical results outside of US were actually not bad. So it's like in Russia, in Germany, in Thailand, in Middle East, in Spain, Italy, In the Name of the King, #1 and #2 in the box of. Wow. This is the reason I think because I make the deals on my own, I get more revenue as somebody else who gives the movie to to Lionsgate, and then they go and sell it. So I don't have a lot of middlemen between me and the national or regional distributors.
Sure. Our next question comes from Josh.
Hey, Mr. Boll. I just wanted to say I'm legitimately a fan. I've been watching your movies since House of the Dead, and I've at least been entertained by all of them.
I noticed though with Postal onward, things sort of started taking a darker turn in your movies, and I was wondering with movies like Postal, Seed, and in particular Rampage, which I just watched recently, was actually extremely good and very dark. Was this more daring, controversial kind of film have come about if you were not such a controversial figure in the film industry, or is that a place you think you would have gone anyway?
I think this film was for me kind of coming back where I'm coming from original. So the beginning of my whole film career, I wrote all the scripts on my own, and I did it till Heart of America, and about the school shooting basically. And then with House of the Dead, I started filming movies based on video games and also scripts from other people. And I felt I have to get, even if I have a lot of fun making poor genre movies, there is a little more, I think, in myself, and this I can bring out with more personal movies, like movies they're showing what I think about the world or what I think about some problems in the world, and I'm not a very, let's say, optimistic guy. I'm a dark humor guy. There's the reason why Postal is how it is. And Seed about the death penalty, or Stoic, that jail drama with Edward Furlong, or Rampage now about, for me is Rampage not really a movie about school violence or shooting Rampage. It's for me almost a mirror to the financial crisis. Yeah, so I think in Rampage it shows like if you're ruthless enough, you get away with it. And this is what we learned, I think, in the last 2 years with the financial crisis. Like, if you tank 10 billion, they bail you out. Yeah. So if you tank 100,000 or you steal 100,000, you go in jail. And I think this is what I wanted to show with Rampage. Like, if you're almost wiping out the whole city, you have a good chance to get away with it because there are no witnesses anymore. Yeah. So and this is basically the message of Rampage. I tried to make, I did Far Cry. My last movie I did was Blood Rain 3: The Spice, what we are in post-production right now. So I still like making poor genre movies without any message, but I definitely like doing it like Blood Rain 3 and then doing another movie where I have a message. Tunnel Rat is for me a very good anti-war movie, and so I definitely try to make more movies now that are interesting for me.
Sure. So obviously you're known for your video game adaptations, or at least in the video game community, that's what you're known for. So Ali wants to know, why do video game adaptations, and why not do more just 100% original idea or original titles?
Yeah, for me, the video game-based movies, first of all, I like video games. Second, I think a video game gives you a lot of like things, basically. You can see movements, you see weapons, you see a story or a character. It depends really on the video game. Sometimes you don't have a great game or a great story like Blood Rain, but you have a great like hero. I think Blood Rain is just a super cool woman, and who else needs like extra blood to survive? I felt a great way to make a movie about, even if there was not a great game story. The same with Siege. There is not a great game story. And at the same time, with our original ideas, for example, with Tunnel Rat, I think it's an original idea about the war in the Kuchi tunnels, and I teamed up with Replay in Hamburg. They did also Velvet Assassin, for example, game, and they made the Tunnel Rat video game. But it was tough to do it first of all parallel and to get it released parallel. And now it's only on Steam Valve where you can download it. And because we couldn't get in US the real Xbox something distribution only video game for download, and it was not so easy. So I still like the connection to the video game world for a lot of products and movies. But I'm not totally married to it till the end of my days. Yeah, I think also the movie goes really far above the video game with all the political satire things in the movie. I think it's way, like the structure of Postal is way more complicated as a video game ever was.
Sure. Our next question comes from Jeremy.
Hi, Mr. Boll. I was wondering if you find that it's hard to appeal to a mass American audience because of the games that you choose to make into films?
Say it again. Sorry, I couldn't understand it.
That's all right, Mr. Boll. My question was, do you find it that it's difficult to make more of a success on the American side for these films because of the games that you choose to make into movies? Like Postal and such?
Absolutely. I think Postal was an outsider game also in America. The Running with Scissor guys in Arizona, they're really working out of a small apartment since 10, 15 years. And Alone in the Dark, from even it was Atari, but Infogrames is a French company, Ubisoft is a French company for Far Cry, Majesco with Blood Red is from New York, and Gas Power Games and Dungeon Siege is from San Francisco. But the reality is that, of course, it's in America harder as in the rest of the world. First of all, America is the center of the entertainment industry, so the quality is of course, the highest at all. But second, I think in foreign territories, all my movies are kind of cynical, and they don't have normally good endings. Even House of the Dead and the little twisted in Alone in the Dark, you think in the end basically the creature's coming and Christian Slater will die also. I like this kind of stuff. Blood Rain was very bloody. And I think that the foreign market, they like this more as always typical creative studio movies. I'm sure in America tons and tons of people they also hate what I hate. You know, I just think the normal studio movie, if it's a Prince of Persia or if it's Transformers or whatever, always normally ends with a happy end in a way. And I personally hate that. I think it's cliche, and I'm bored by that $200 million movies where I know after 5 minutes exactly what the movie will be about and how the movie will end. So I always try to make this a little different with the movies, and I think that in other countries, they like that also, that my movies are a little different. So on the other hand, of course, if I'm not a child of the studio system, I don't have a manager or an agent in Hollywood, I never played that game there, I never lived there and kissed ass for months and months and months and tried to get into that system. And I know that it's to get hired by a studio to make a movie like Max Payne or Doom or whatever, it will only happen if you play that Hollywood game forever. And I didn't do it, so it's a thing. I just focused on other things and focused on my own money raising. And the disadvantage is I'm definitely not part of the system in Europe, and I'm not part of the system in Hollywood. I'm basically a totally outsider everywhere. On the other hand, I'm also independent because the distributors at least make deals with me and like my movies to sell them in their countries, and I was able to raise money from private investors, and now I have a sales company where I create also revenues out of the sales of the movies. So this is in a way a lonesome way, but also maybe not a bad way in the end, because I made way more movies as tons of directors. So.
Great. Our next question comes from Joe. Joe, what do you want to know?
Hello, Mr. Boll. I just want to ask, what do you think is your worst, or should I say, least best film that you made, and why?
I personally think the worst film is my German film, The First Semester, the student comedy I did, and it was my last German movie, and it was actually financed by German Universal in Germany, and I think they totally destroyed my script, made me writing a happy end in, and the love story and everything, and I hated it. And then it's tough to say, because in every single movie I made, I loved some stuff, and I hate stuff. So on House of the Dead, of course, I hate the cheesy dialogue, and that they were basically totally flat characters. But on House of the Dead, I like that there are enormous shootouts in it, and some kick-ass action scenes, the battle in front of the house. I really like it. And on Alone in the Dark, I hated that I didn't fire Tara Reid. So, but I liked in Alone in the Dark. Basically, I think Christian Slater, Stephen Dodd, they do a good. I think the creature looked good from Paul Box, and there was also some good action in the movie. So on Blood Rain, I really liked the gore on the first one, but it was hard to shoot in Romania, and you see that the action is not perfectly styled because we had a Romanian fight choreographer. Michael Madsen was always drunk, so it was. So in every single movie, I have stuff what I appreciate or what I didn't appreciate. When you ask like I have to say the most fun to was Postal and In the Name of the King. And Postal is my favorite movie till now because always if I watch it, I just enjoy it, and I think it's the harshest comedy about and it's the closest thing what came after the Monty Python and this kind of movies. I don't think a movie like Postal is existing or was made in the last 10 years. And I think this makes me proud that I did Postal, and it was every day we were laughing our asses off. If it was Vern Troyer. Of course, we shot that with one monkey and we duplicated him in the computer, but it was absolutely hilarious. And we thought the whole time the monkey killed Vern Troyer. So and all that stuff. So it was a blast. And In the Name of the King, because it was the biggest movie I ever did. And it was every actor in it, like Jason Statham and so on, was really a pleasure to work with. They were really easy to work with, everybody. Ron Perlman is great. And it was just like the first real big movie with 60 shooting days and tons of extras. So I really had everything to make a big movie. And of course, the studios would spend maybe 150 million on that movie, where we spent 60. But it was for me every day. I went to the set and I was super energized and happy. So these two movies I was saying I totally like. I think quality-wise, I did the best 2 years. I think Rampage and Darfur, the movie of the genocide in Sudan, what comes up later this year, and Stoic are my best movies.
All right, our next question comes from Jonathan. Jonathan, what do you want to know?
Hello, Mr. Boll. I was just wondering if there's any video games you wanted to adapt into a movie, but just haven't gotten around to it, or anything like that.
Yeah, I was basically on a lot of video games, and I have also some games like Fake or Hunter's Reckoning. I had Velvet Assassin, and I did make the movie. So it's also a thing like to see what is possible to finance. And somebody offered me Fallout and a lot of stuff, of course, what is it, and it is also wrong. Like I don't do a Tetris movie or Asteroid or this kind of stuff. So it's a lot of fake news in the internet also. And for example, the whole situation with Metal Gear Solid was an absurd story. Like two French guys contacted me. They said they work for Konami and they wrote the script Metal Gear Solid. So they sent me the script and I liked the script. And I said, oh, this is great, and Metal Gear Solid is one of my favorite games, so why not doing it? And then it was in the press that Hideo and Konami said like, no, Uwe Boll would never get the right to Metal Gear Solid, blah, blah, blah. But I got approached from two guys. They said they got hired by Konami and they wrote the script paid by Konami. So I thought that, of course, there is a support of the company, till I read in the news that they definitely don't want me making the movie. Yeah. So and this is stuff where I cannot do anything about it, but this happens also, of course, every day.
Now, if there was one franchise, your dream franchise, that you could make a movie about, whether that's Zelda or Metroid or...
No, of course, World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft,
so,
huh?
Yeah, because first, in the Name of the King Dungeon Siege, basically, I tried to get Warcraft and I didn't get it, yeah, so, and also not Pueblo, and then I got this because I wanted to do like a fantasy movie, a kind of, not like Lord of the Rings, but something in that direction. And so Dungeon Siege was of course, only my second choice, and But I still think it would be, and I think it has to be more gruesome as Jerry Bruckheimer would do it. So, and this is the thing. So I definitely would love to do this because I like working with a lot of action, with a lot of shooting in the, like outside and so on. So it would be a pleasure to make it.
Our next question comes from Austin.
Uwe Boll, it's pretty interesting what you seem to do with your movie adaptations of video games. You seem to make them not really based off of the original. So when can we expect to see a movie adaptation of Half-Life?
Say it again. The last bit only, the last line.
Are you? He wants to know if there could ever be a adaptation of Half-Life.
Yeah, there's also a very good property, of course, and but it's I don't think we get really the rights to it. Yeah, I was on Siphon Filter. I almost had the rights. It was absurd with Siphon Filter, for example. CIA represented the rights, and there was a writer who wrote a script. He said, "Here, let's make a deal with Uwe. Let's do Siphon Filter." And this would be a movie what I would definitely make. And then we met at CIA, and then the game guys came, and they said, and this had nothing to do with me. They said, no, there shouldn't be a movie about Siphon Filter at all. And to the movie, and I was totally confused because I asked the agent, how can you do all this without asking the rights owners that they are okay with it? So how can you write a script, approach me, meet me, draft a contract, and then you ask the right owners, and they say no movie at all. So it has at this point it was before Blood Rain actually, so it had nothing to do with it. So Half-Life would be of course interesting, and but sometimes it's kind of strange things like Grand Theft Auto. They the game creators they want to be the heroes in the movie also, so they want to play the lead roles in the movie, what is totally absurd, you know, like they are not actors. So this is the reason there is no Grand Theft Auto movie, because it's just like nobody wants to make a movie with the game creators playing the lead part. So it's absurd.
Were you approached about a Grand Theft Auto movie?
No, not approached, but I was in the mix in the early negotiations. So this is the reason I know that thing that they said, no, we want to play a big part in it. And this was the reason also all the studios turned it down. And the other thing is like if I think Rampage, what I did is the closest you can get on screen in regards of violence and everything. What would be closest to a Grand Theft Auto movie.
All right. Our next question comes from Garen. Just a couple more for you, Mr. Boll.
Hey, Mr. Boll. I heard that you like the Super Nintendo. So if that's true, what's your favorite Super Nintendo video game?
No, I didn't like it. I basically play only PC games and Xbox. So it's like I really cannot judge that. I never had a Nintendo Game Boy or a Nintendo Super Nintendo or something. I never had it.
What's your favorite game of all time?
It was Hitman.
Hitman.
Still, yeah. I like Silent Hill, and I like the movie. And actually, I like the Hitman movie also. I think it was 10 times better as Max Payne. But I had just the session ready to play Hitman, and I was to tell it to me. And I told it to Vin Diesel. And from Vin Diesel, it went to France, and then they made the movie. So, I cannot say that I totally disliked it. So, but Hitman was my favorite.
All right. One final question for you. This is a hard hitter from John. John wants the microphone. He's very amped about this.
All right. How you doing, Mr. Boll? What? Oh, okay. So, do you realize you're pretty much single-handedly holding back the video game adaptation genre with your awful movies?
You have to bash me all again. I couldn't understand it. No?
What? Oh, okay. I'll say it again. Do you realize?
I can't understand it.
What?
He says he wants to know if you feel that you're holding back the video game adaptations with your movies. Did you hear that?
Yeah. I almost could not hear. Try it one more time.
Sure.
Now I hear you, but it was like every second word I don't understand.
John wants to know if you feel that you're holding back the video game adaptations from the adaptations that you're making with the films that you're making. You understand?
Purpose that I don't.
Do you want me to rephrase it again?
Yeah, rephrase again, but it's really like.
Okay. Oh, all right. Okay. I'm gonna rephrase it. Okay. Basically, do you realize nobody takes video game adaptation movies seriously because you've made so many bad ones?
I don't know. I don't think that I started video game adaptations. You know, like you had various from Super Mario Brothers, Wing Commander, Street Fighter.
Hey, I love that movie.
What, the last one, Street Fighter? Or Wing Commander. If you like Wing Commander, then I feel sorry for you. But
I didn't say I like Wing Commander.
No, but if you like Street Fighter, it's okay, you know.
Dude, the Street Fighter movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Yeah.
That movie was amazing.
Yeah, okay. I think it was good. I think it was good, but it was not amazing.
Your movies are just bad.
Yeah. So I think basically that of course a lot of people, because I made so many video game movies, that totally of course picked me out as the act of what otherwise what Dick Cheney maybe would only say. And I think also that a lot of people basically, because and Alone in the Dark, judge every single movie I made after this in an unfair way. You know, when I discuss with people in detail what we do right now, then to be honest, if you think Daredevil or Elektra or Catwoman is better as Blood Rain, then I don't know, because Blood Rain at least has sex, tits, fucking violence, and a lot of good actors. So, and this is why I think when everybody goes on IMDb and votes movies down already, whatever I do, I think it's completely absurd. And to be honest, the only movie this is the only video game-based movie what is easy to overtake tons and tons non-video game-based movies. Content, how it is made, the subject matters, and I think it's unusual. And I think also when I cannot let me say something because I don't understand what you say. You can answer me in 2 seconds. And see in the name of the case how I bashed and bashed and bashed. But if you see that movie, I think you can enjoy that movie 10 times more as Golden Compass or stuff like that. But
this is the worst episode of the time.
Compass is wounded. For example, I think it was over a lot of my movies after the first two movies came on. Okay, now you can say something. I don't. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Boll.
Yeah.
I could not understand a single word of that, but you sounded kind of angry. So I just want to ask, do you want to fight?
So I think I'm way over the fighting experience.
I like to fight critics. So do you want to fight? My name is John Luke. I live at 12317 Willow Bend Drive in Austin, Texas.
Look, I did last year in Austin, in Texas, at the festival. We did the Austin box debate, and I boxed the festival director, Tim Lee, and from the Alamo Fest, and he was so drunk he almost lost himself in the ring. He had a Borat swim dress on during the boxing, and I think with the critics, I made my point there, but. I'm happy to repeat what I said, so I don't know from what point on you didn't understand anything what I said.
Yeah. Cool story, bro.
From what point it was not understandable, what point you didn't understand, like what's the last bit?
Well, John just left. Pretty much, I think the long story short is that John wants to fight you. I think that's the one thing we learned today from talking with you. So, all right. Well, that's about 30 minutes. Is there anything else you want to add? Anything you want to throw in? Anything you want to tell everybody listening to you right now? Mr. Boll?
I'm okay. Time if you want, so it's okay.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Well, we thank you for your time. Everyone give Mr. Boll a round of applause. Thanks for your time. I'll follow up with you shortly, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, hold on. Okay, now here's the deal. SGC 2011, we're going to try to set that up. All right? I can't make any promises, but we'll see what we can do about setting that up. Have you ever fought anybody ever in your life? Have you ever like gotten a boxing match before? No? Okay, cool. It's not like a tag team match or nothing. You guys are like wanting a tag team. No. All right, cool. Well, thank you guys very much. Hopefully you guys got an insight on what he's like. He's very passionate about what he does, and as much as he may suck at it, he really likes it. So thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your time at SGC 2010.